We tend to think of ourselves as, well, separate from everything else, right? Like we're these tiny observers just looking out at this huge, vast universe. But what if that's not the whole story? What if that feeling of being separate is just an illusion? Today, we're diving into a really powerful idea that our connection to the cosmos is actually written into the very fabric of reality itself. We're talking quantum level stuff here. Okay, so to even begin to understand our place in all this, you've got to get your head around time on a cosmic scale. I mean, forget about human history for a second. We need to think in millions, no, billions of years. The universe's story, it is not some flash in the pan. It's the ultimate slow burn, an incredible process of, well, unimaginable patience. And through all that immense history, the universe was never just sitting still, not for a moment. It was this dynamic, always evolving canvas, expanding, cooling down, and clumping together into the absolutely beautiful chaos of galaxies and stars and cosmic dust that we see today. And somewhere, tucked away in one little spiral arm of one galaxy among billions of them, a tiny, tiny speck of that dust came together and formed our home. I mean, when you really think about it, in the grand scheme of things, our whole world, it's just a micro-entity. It's this beautiful, fragile little anomaly in the sheer vastness of space. So, this whole perspective we're digging into today, it's laid out in a really fascinating piece called Microworld and Universe: Quantum Interconnection. We're going to unpack its core ideas and really see how it builds this amazing bridge between the cosmic and, well, us. All right, so our cosmic stage is set. Now let's zoom in even more, all the way down to the story of life itself on our tiny planet. This is where it starts to get really personal. Wow, yeah, this timeline, it really puts everything into perspective, doesn't it? After the universe and our planet formed, just eons went by before life even got started. And then another epic journey of evolution finally led to us. We're not the main story here. It's more like we're the final sentence in a very, very long book. And that brings us to a really crucial point, which is our own self-awareness. I mean, think about it. We seem to be the only part of this whole grand process that can actually look back and think about it all. We consider ourselves this marvel, right? The incredible culmination of this whole evolutionary story. But, being able to look back at our own existence, it forces us to ask some much deeper questions. It's not really enough to just know how we got here. We have this instinct to want to know why. And this is where the story kind of shifts from the purely physical to the philosophical. And hey, this isn't just some abstract philosophical musings either. We're actually seeing serious scientific research into this very idea of connection. Scientists are exploring the potential for these, invisible threads that might just link all living things. Which really brings us to the central question, doesn't it? And it's one I think resonates deep inside all of us. Is your existence, truly separate? Are we all just a bunch of isolated islands, or is there something more fundamental that binds us all together? Okay, and this is where the argument takes a really bold turn. The source suggests that nothing, absolutely nothing, is an accident. This idea directly challenges that whole notion that the universe is just a product of random chance. Instead, it suggests there's some kind of underlying purpose woven right into the fabric of existence. So, if nothing is random, if everything has a purpose, well, then that leads to the ultimate question, doesn't it? If we're not just some cosmic accident, then what are we here for? What's our role in this grand design? The answer proposed is, well, it's both incredibly simple and really, really profound. Our purpose isn't to build things or to conquer stuff or even just to survive. It is simply to connect, to actively seek out and strengthen that bond that we already have with the universe. Okay, but how, right? What does it actually mean to connect to the universe? It sounds beautiful, for sure, but is it just poetry? Well, according to the source material, the answer isn't in philosophy. It's in the strange, fascinating world of quantum physics. And here it is, the core idea, quantum interconnection. What it suggests is that if you could look past our bodies, past the molecules and atoms, you'd get to a fundamental level where everything is just vibrating fields of energy. And down there, at that quantum level, the boundaries between you and the universe, they just kind of blur. The idea is that we're not just in the universe, we are the universe, experiencing itself. So, how does this connection actually work? Well, the idea is that the separation we feel between our mind and our body, that's the illusion. Our consciousness and our physical body are really just two sides of the same coin. They're part of one single existence. They aren't separate things that happen to interact, they're a unified whole. And it's this fundamental unity of mind and matter right here inside us that forms the very basis of our connection to everything else out there. And that leaves us with one final, totally mind bending thought to chew on. If our minds and our bodies are truly one, and our bodies are fundamentally connected to the whole universe at a quantum level, then what does that imply about our consciousness? Is it also connected to the cosmos itself? And if it is, what does that really mean for our place and our purpose in this universe?